I'm Christina Aguayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Well, here's how it started. Tim Walz signs the driver's licenses for all bill into law, giving illegal migrants state-issued photo IDs. How it's going? Minnesota election officials confirm illegal migrants are voting in state elections using those driver's licenses. Walz signed the driver's licenses for all bill into law back in 2023, giving illegal migrants free state-issued photo IDs and driver's license without proof of legal status. Walz and fellow Democrats represented it as a safety measure. However, critics warned it would lead to illegal migrants voting. Democrats said that was impossible and would never happen. Lawmakers and state officials repeatedly told the public that the new IDs wouldn't give illegals the ability to vote, saying there were built-in protections to make sure it didn't happen, like automatic voter registration systems that excluded illegal migrants by requiring people to attest to their citizenship status during license applications, aka the honor system. Driver and Vehicle Services, DVS, would keep immigration status data off election rolls, making sure illegals wouldn't appear on voter lists. Strict verification processes at polling places where people had to attest to being a citizen under penalty of perjury, but no proof was needed. Fast forward to 2025, and the Minnesota Director of Elections admitted under questioning that illegal migrants can vote if they have a driver's license. Minnesota's illegal migrant population has exploded in recent years, straining resources and fueling debates over integration. More than 500,000 illegal migrants or undocumented immigrants lived in Minnesota as of 2023. Minnesota is also home to some of the largest fraud schemes in the history of the United States, like the Feeding Our Future scandal, 2020 to 2021, $250 million COVID-era fraud ring that stole money meant for hungry kids. Multiple Somali-linked defendants pleaded guilty to wire fraud and laundering money through fake meal sites that didn't serve any children. The autism therapy fraud, ongoing since 2023, a $14 million scam targeting Minnesota's Medicaid-funded autism programs. Housing and property fraud, 2024 and 2025. The Attorney General's office is pursuing a $4.5 million restitution from Nolosha Properties in a predatory scheme. Immigration fraud sweeps, September 2025, an ICE operation in Minneapolis-St. Paul uncovered that nearly 50% of Somali migrants engaged in immigration fraud. Nearly 36 kids were rescued in Texas during a child trafficking sting called Operation Lightning Bug. Authorities successfully located and recovered more than 30 missing children. The bus now puts the total children rescued to more than 120. 6 child survivors of sex trafficking were identified and rescued during the operation. 3 suspects were arrested for harboring runaways, and 9 felony arrest warrants were served. The operation was spearheaded by the U.S. Marshals Service's Lone Star Fugitive Task Force, which was working with the San Antonio Police Department and other agencies. Mexican drug cartels are putting hits on federal agents and are working with American gangs to carry out the assassinations. This, according to DHS. U.S. intelligence has discovered that Mexican drug cartels are offering payouts starting at $2,000 for basic info and climbing to tens of thousands for deadly hits on high-ranking officials. According to DHS, the cartels are working with gangs and extremist networks in the U.S. to carry out the assassinations. DHS issued a warning about the active threats, saying agents could be facing ambushes, may currently be under surveillance, and could already be targeted for assassination plots in cities like Chicago and Portland. DHS says cartels have a tiered system offering the $2,000 for personal info or the doxing of agents, including photos and family details, $5,000 for rank-and-file ICE or CBP officers for non-lethal assaults or kidnappings, and $10,000 for supervisors. High-ranking officials like Border Patrol chiefs have a $50,000 bounty on their head for successful assassinations. U.S. Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovine, who was in Chicago conducting raids as part of Operation Midway Blitz, already had a hit placed on him. Suspects offered $2,000 for his location and $10,000 to take him down, using Snapchat to communicate the hit. In Chicago, agents say they've already identified spotters, aka armed gang members, on rooftops with radios to track agents in real time, helping with ambushes during deportation operations. They are also using drones. Mexican cartels are hooking up with gangs like the Latin Kings and MS-13 and extremist groups like Antifa. And real quick, I want to remind you that Medicare costs are set to go up next year, which means you're going to be facing higher premiums, deductibles, and surcharges for the next decade. And some Medicare Advantage plans are disappearing altogether. If you're a senior and you're tired of dealing with the nonstop calls and texts, or maybe find this entire process a little bit overwhelming, don't quit just yet. Because if you don't take a look at your options, you could be paying much more than you have to, or even lose out on coverage. Instead, I've got a simple solution for you. Chapter. I've partnered with Chapter because I believe in their cause. They want to help. They'll review every single plan, recommend one that fits your needs, and on average save you more than $1,000 a year. The best part is it's free. Take 20 minutes and call the number on your screen to talk to an advisor, or go to askchapter.org/Christina. Don't wait till the last minute. The Medicare annual enrollment ends in December, so now's the time. Call Chapter. House Speaker Mike Johnson called out the Democrats for quote-unquote unserious proposals to reopen the government with their $1.5 trillion counteroffer to the Republicans' Clean CR bill.
This is in their legislation, their counterproposal on the CR to keep the lights open. This is what they want to do. They want to spend $24.6 million of your hard-earned dollars as a taxpayer for climate resilience in Honduras. They want to spend $13.4 million for civic engagement in Zimbabwe. They want to send $3.9 million for LGBTQI plus democracy grants in the Western Balkans. They want to spend $2.9 million of your dollars for desert locust risk reduction in the Horn of Africa. And $2 million for, quote, organizing for feminist democratic principles in Africa.
Speaker Johnson is accusing the Democrats of holding American taxpayers hostage to fund what he calls ridiculous liberal agenda projects. Republicans passed a clean continuing resolution in the House. However, the Senate is rejecting it, instead demanding the $1.5 trillion counterproposal to be accepted and passed. Johnson said there's no way that the Republicans will approve the counteroffer that he calls global activism. Fact checkers have confirmed that Speaker Johnson is representing the counterproposal accurately. That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Aguayo.